Excuse me. If you saw those two, do you have those two tweet cuts that I sent you over the weekend? Okay, I'm going to use those early on, or sometime in the first half hour. Then we'll start with the Masters. I assume you have some thoughts on that. Okay. That's historic. First Japanese winner, right? Okay. All right. Well, we won't spend a lot of time on it, but I just figured you had it in your head, so we'll talk about that too. That was it, huh? I saw some commentary that the announcers didn't discuss Tiger's problems or something like that. You know, again, people complaining. Why didn't they discuss what happened to Tiger? Well, why should they? Right. I'll mention that too. All righty. Good Bill Elenfeld at 8:10. Brad at 8:40. You and me the rest of the time. Excuse me.
Overnight low of 46 degrees. Under mostly cloudy skies with periods of rain. We'll see a drier Tuesday under a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures near 70 for the daytime high. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
I'm not a Monday guy.
I'm not crazy about it either. I also don't like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays.
Are you ready to go?
I'm warning you, I am seriously stressed out here.
You always drink like this so early in the morning?
It's a bit early in the day for the bottle. Even for you. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
Make the radio call. It's time to get up.
It's time to hear that.
State self-destruct in 5 seconds.
We are go for launch.
Conversations you care about with people you know. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
49 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. A little cloudy outside. Some places having a little bit of drizzle or rain. 49 here at my home studios. No rain, just cloudy and overcast. It's going to be that way throughout the day. Spotty showers, cloudy, dreary, cooler all day long. High of only around 60 today. And that's the way your Monday shapes up. As I said, 49 at the airport, 49 at my home studios, 49 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Biff, we're going to have to jab our friend Zach Petty a bit on his weather segment coming up in about half an hour or so. He's been in town a good while now, and he hasn't yet been to Ogilvy?
Yeah, I think Zach said it's been 10 months, I think is what he said, and yeah, hasn't been to Ogilvy at least once. That's kind of a surprise.
How can you be a part of the Ohio Valley, not just live here, but be such a critical part of it and be a powerful TV personality that he is, and not having at least once taking a ride to Ogilvy Park? I don't comprehend that. I mean, I know, we're old people, my wife and I, so, but I mean, we literally drive through Ogilvy 4 or 5 times a week. Just for something to do, because it's such a beautiful, especially in the summer and springtime.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, I've been to graduation parties there. We've had events there over Christmas, normally, except for last year when we had to do it from home. But, most of the time, family gets a cabin and for Christmas, and, we're up there for Christmas Eve, and to not even have been up there at least, like you said, even to take a drive through at least once.
I mean, it's the crown jewel of the Upper Ohio Valley, really, and certainly the crown jewel of Wheeling and Ohio County, Ogilvy Park, or Ogilvy Resort, they like to be called now. The fancy people know the resort. But, I mean, it's the crown jewel. Whether you like to golf, or whether you like to eat, or whether you just like to walk or hang out or go to the lake or fish or go to the zoo. I don't want to embarrass him. I really don't. He said, I heard they had a zoo or something up there. Oh! Oh! Yes, they do have a zoo up there.
It's a very nice zoo.
Yes, it is a key part of the Upper Ohio Valley. So I don't want to make him feel bad. All right, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
I've even been up to Wilson Lodge for we had a wedding ceremony up there. I mean,
it's incomprehensible to me. When you come into a new town, any new town, anywhere, any place, you're a newcomer and you come in, get a new job, come to town, and people sort of say, "Oh, here's some places you need to go to get familiar with it." I mean, when I have visitors come to town, one of the first places I take them is Ogilvy, even if it's just for a little ride through, because it's one of our high spots. How can you be here for 10 months and not have been to Ogilvy? So again, I don't want to make him feel bad, but we're going to pursue this a bit when Zach joins us coming up in about half an hour or so to talk about how he's, how can you be here for... Now, part of it he'll tell us is because he goes to bed so early and he's out of town a good bit on the weekends, goes back home, and I get all that, but seriously, never once when you get done at noon and you just wanted to take a little ride before, going home and getting that 6 o'clock bedtime. I mean, never once? You didn't go up that hill and take a ride through the park?
You don't even bring the family up here?
That's right. His girlfriend was here with him one time, early on, remember? Because we gave him some ideas on places to go to eat, right?
Yeah.
You don't take your girlfriend to Ogilvy Park? Again, if for no other reason, just a quick ride around?
Well, we might want to be careful about that.
Well, okay. But still. Well, it's just make sure we put it on our agenda when Zach joins us for the weather forecast. We must have the Ogilvy conversation. We must have that. It's a Monday. It's going to be a dark and dreary day today. How do you feel? Are you one of the ones who hate Mondays, or is Monday an okay day with you? How do you feel about Mondays?
I think Mondays they can go either way, I think. I'm kind of neutral. I think Mondays can be good, and Mondays are, they can, as the song says, they can get you down. But, I think right now so far at 7:16, Monday's going pretty good. So hopefully it'll stay that way. But either way, I really don't have a feeling towards Mondays.
59% of the people surveyed say Monday is their least favorite day of the week. And I got trying to think about that. I have a feeling about each of the days. Monday is the kind of get back into the swing of things, start to work day. I don't necessarily mean that it's a bad day. It's just, the weekend is over. You get back into the swing of things. Tuesday generally is the biggest working day. I tend to think you've already, Monday you rev up. Tuesday you're in full gear, so you're starting to work on Tuesday. Wednesday is midweek, and you begin to slide down to the weekend after that. But 59% of the people surveyed say Monday is their least favorite day of the week, followed by Tuesday, and only 13. So it's a big difference, 59% for Monday, 13% number two for Tuesday. This is interesting. Sunday is the third worst day of the week for some people. Or third least favorite day. Only 9% say 9% say Sunday is their least favorite day. Then Wednesday, then Friday, then Saturday, and finally, least favorite day, Thursday. Only 3% of people said Thursday is their least favorite day of the week. There are probably people who still like Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah, and I think Sunday's in the up top because that you're going back to work tomorrow, which is Monday. So
yeah,
I think that's kind of why Sunday is so high. Wednesday is the downhill day. Thursday is Friday Eve, and Friday just the weekend is near when Friday hits.
Now, Saturday is the sixth least favorite day of the week. So next to the bottom on least favorite days, it is the number one most favorite day. So when they turn the question around, what is your favorite day of the week? Saturday is people's favorite day. And that I get, and I think I'd go for Saturday too. Weekend is beginning. You still have an extra day after Saturday. Saturday probably is my favorite day.
It's just interesting to see how we look at the different days of the week and why we have our reasons for liking them or disliking them.
Well, just thought I'd share that with you. That's a little survey on the days. But today is going to be a dark and dreary and cooler, not a cold, just a cooler. 60 is the predicted high today, Monday. So that's what you have to look forward to. What do you have to look forward to here on the Watchdog Morning Show? The final weekend of the legislative session in West Virginia. Yay! Saw the House. It was really an interesting weekend if you watched it. The House symbolically took a giant middle finger and gave it to Governor Justice. I mean, it was absolutely staggering what the House did. The West Virginia House, a giant, big raised middle finger to Governor Justice. We'll talk about that. Senator Eric Tarr has rebelled against broadcasters. I won't talk to you anymore. We'll discuss that. Coal companies got support in a final bill that was passed, but an effort to help coal communities failed. We'll talk about that in a moment. So we've got a lot of stuff to get into, just sort of some of the periphery of this weekend's activities. Then Metro News State House reporter Brad Macklin will be with us later on to talk about the things that did pass, didn't pass, how things happened and how things went during the entire 60-day session. State Senator Bill Ehlenfeld coming in. He's got to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly in this session. He'll share his thoughts with us on that. Governor Justice prepares to barnstorm the state in support of his tax increase plan in the wake of its failure in the legislature. He calls some members of the House just plain liars. That's what he said, basically. They lied. He also says that once the public understands his plan, they'll be doggedy in support of him. Governor, I think we all got it. I think the public has it. We all understand how your plan goes. And I don't know about doggedy in support of it, unless you're talking about the kind of doggedy that you did a few years ago when you lifted the silver platter and you had the doggedy doo-doo in it, because I think that's the way the public looks at your plan. We'll get into this coming up later on. National news, a Texas Republican wants the Lone Star State to secede from the Union. Got an Alabama official who denied a sex scandal. Oh, until audio tape showed up. Yeah, we'll get into that coming up later on. Donald Trump repeats the big lie about the election and wildly insults, and by the way, how badly the insult, I can't even use the language he used to insult Mitch McConnell at a Mar-a-Lago fundraiser. COVID cases still on the rise as vaccinations increase. Northern Panhandle counties have moved from green to yellow. We'll talk about all of that coming up here on the Watchdog Morning Show. But coming up in a minute, I just want to share a little bit of sort of the sidelights of just this weekend of the legislative session, including the giant middle finger from the West Virginia House to Governor Justice. 49 degrees, 722 with the Watchdog Morning Show.
This is Bill DeF- live in. We salute you and honor you, America's real heroes, our veterans. This message from all the great and caring folks, the members of Roofers Union Local 188 of Wheeling, representing licensed, bonded, and insured roofers for residential and commercial projects. That's Roofers Union Local 188.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection.
Windsor Heights. The Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Windsor Heights trusts the Watchdog.
From the West Virginia Broadcasting Hall of Fame, directly to you. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
It's 7:25 here on our Monday morning edition of our Big Gig. The legislative session in West Virginia, which we have followed extensively, aggressively. I know some of you are going to say too much over the last 60 days. Have finally came to an end over the weekend. A lot of things, a lot of terrible, dastardly things that were done in West Virginia as a result of the GOP supermajority. A handful of good things were done. And the biggest thing the governor wanted to get done was the reduction of the personal income tax. And it did not happen, But what I loved was the way it went down in flames this weekend, Biff. Of course, late last week, the Senate, and I say of course, I guess maybe this happened on Friday after we were on the air, but the Senate worked out a compromise deal with the governor. So it was kind of the governor's plan with a little twist or two into it, cut back, decided not to add the food tax like the Senate had wanted to do. They decreased their own sales tax a little bit. They had wanted, 8.9%, and they cut it back to 8%. The governor had wanted 7.9%. So anyways, the Senate modified it a little bit, sent it over to the House. And of course, the House has to do what they call receive the message. Receive the message, meaning we accept this information you're sending us from the Senate so that we can vote on it. So they sent it to the House. House didn't receive it. It's a procedural matter. They have to literally take a vote. Do we receive the message? Didn't do it. They didn't like the Senate plan. They weren't going to talk about it. They weren't going to vote on it. They weren't going to do anything. And Governor Justice, he went into one of his snit fits. Oh my, a snit fit. Why, I can't believe those people. Why, it's unbelievable what they're doing over there. Why, they're just going to destroy our state because for politics, it's just politics. You know it's all politics. They're controlled by out-of-state lobbyists. I don't know who those are, but they're controlled by out-of-state. They won't even take a vote. They won't even take a vote on my bill. So the House said, okay, you want to take a vote on your bill? We're going to vote on it. So they accepted the message, brought over the Senate's version of the income tax bill, put it up for a vote. I have never seen this in all my years of watching the legislature. Never. As you watch the big screen that's there and the colored lights come on, green or red, yay or nay, red is nay. Red, 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 red. 100 votes. Every member of the House voted against the bill. I've never seen that before. There's a great picture that has been circulating the internet on Twitter from the House of Roger Hinshaw standing on his podium, turning around, looking at these giant boards that are in front of him with all the reds, just his arms crossed, looking at it like, okay, that's what you wanted. That's what you got. Those 100 red votes were one giant middle finger to the governor. That's what they were. You want to vote? You want us to vote? Why, they're cowards. They're cowards. They're afraid to vote. They're too cowardly. We'll give you a vote. So they voted. Every Democrat, every Republican, everyone voted no on the governor's personal income tax bill, which then killed that bill. It's a done deal. It's not going to go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. The session is over. That was it. It was over. Now the governor now says he's going to go around the state. Well, I'm going to go around the state. I'm going to convince people. I'm going to go up and down the roads of this state. By the way, I was thinking, Governor, if you're going to go up and down the roads of the state, why don't you take note of where the potholes are?
Yeah, be careful if you're coming through downtown Wheeling.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, if you are going to be traveling all the roads of the state, you might want to just have somebody with a clipboard there and take note of all the potholes, and maybe you can fix them.
Or,
which might be a better idea than raising taxes for the rest of us.
Well, since
but the governor says, I'm telling you, when the voice of the people hear this, they're not going to go away quietly. Governor, you have spent this entire session making your point. You have had multiple town meetings online. You have argued this aggressively in public, and you just can't get support for it. The public, it's not that the public doesn't understand, it's the public doesn't like it.
What part of the red wave over the weekend with all those no's did you not understand?
It's right. What part of that giant board that all turned red that looked like a giant middle finger to you, sir, did you miss? Democrats and Republicans alike in the House said no. The public may be in support of an income tax reduction. I've said this from the beginning. Personally, I'd love to not pay income tax or to pay less income tax. I mean, who doesn't want to see a tax reduction? The problem with the governor's bill and the Senate's bill as well is it wasn't a tax reduction. It was a tax shift. Yes, you would save on personal income tax, but you're going to pay higher sales taxes, higher cigarette taxes, higher sin taxes in general. You were going to, just all the way around, going to be higher taxes, increasing taxes, the biggest increase in state history in taxes, in order to accomplish the goal of reducing the income tax. And of course, I've said over and over again, I'll repeat it, but the governor's idea is, why, if we do this, hundreds of thousands of people will move to the state. No, they won't.
No,
they won't. No, they won't. History shows it, statistics show it, other states show it, common sense shows it. People aren't going to move to one of the highest tax states. If you were to make those changes, we'd be the highest tax state in terms of income tax, not income tax, pardon me, sales tax, consumption taxes. We'd be the highest tax state, consumption taxes. People aren't going to move to the highest consumption tax state just to save on the income tax.
And Howard, I'll give you a perfect example. Yesterday, my father had to get paint before we went grocery shopping for his job that he's working at today, because he did it yesterday because it'd be easier than getting it today. So we stopped yesterday, and he looked at the receipt from Sherwin-Williams. That's where he gets his paint. So he said, "Look at this," and he showed me where the sales tax was, and it was 7.5 or whatever it is. He goes, if they raise that to whatever they're talking about doing, close to 9%, he figured out what it would cost him just to buy paint and how much over the year extra it would be.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe it. He said, forget everything else that I've got to buy. If you just did it on the paint that he bought, what it would raise for him.
And that's what needs to be pointed out over and over again. I was on with Hoppy Kirchhoff a couple weeks ago, and right before me was a guy from the southern part of the state, Beckley maybe. Anyways, he was right on the border, and he ran through he's a businessman, and he ran through some of the numbers that he would have to deal with if the governor raised taxes the way he wanted to. And the guy said, I can't make my business work this way. I mean, I can't. It's just too high. And people are going to be, I can't pass it on to my customers because they literally can take their feet and go across the state line where it's cheaper. And that's what the governor just did. He couldn't seem to get the actual impact of this on individuals and on businesses. He couldn't get it into his head. But he's gonna go out and sell this plan across the state. In the meantime, first of all, he criticized the House. Why, they're cowards. Why, they won't even take a vote. And then they took a vote.
Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. Somebody actually said that. I'm not sure it was Roger Henshaw, but one of the delegates said, be careful what you want, what you wish for, because you're gonna get it. And then Justice said, why, to be perfectly honest, all that was grandstanding. They are all real proud to say their vote was 100 to goose eggs. Then he claimed that people didn't really mean to vote no. When politics gets going with the snowball going down the side of the mountain, it gets out of control. We know it's physically impossible to think that 100 of those folks, probably there's a goodly percentage of those folks, they're all on board with me. Governor, they voted no. Now, I don't like a lot of the delegates, all right? The Republican delegates, I think, are narrow-minded and have a lot of ideas that I think are anathema to the state. And there are some stupid ones, too. I'm not going to... But this was a 100 to nothing vote against you. They didn't all just decide they were going to vote no. I don't know. Well, he says, it's out of state lobbyists. That says out of state lobbyists. The governor, it's amazing to me. The Chamber of Commerce, National Federation of Independent Businesses, the Business and Industry Council. I'm trying to think who else. There were a couple of other pro-business organizations, pro-justice organizations that could not support his plan. And many Republicans did not support his plan. I mentioned it got out of the Senate on, I guess it was Friday night or Thursday night, Friday night, but only by 2 votes. And it only passed the Senate by 2 votes. So Republicans went on the other side as well. You don't have the support of the people.
Wasn't that vote like 18-16?
It's exactly what it was, 18-16. So you don't have the support of the people. You don't have it, Governor. And we're just political. There's a goodly percentage of those folks that are all on board, but leadership was pushing them and everything, and it just went going downhill. No, sir. The only person who pushed them was you, and you forced him into a vote. But he's going to, look, he'll be coming our way someday soon, I'm sure. He's going to be trying to sell us on the income tax. All I'm hoping is when he hits the roads, he takes note of the potholes.
Someone should take him over to Ohio while he's here. Here's where we shop, Governor. Here's where we get our groceries.
Yeah, Governor, I want you to put a stopwatch on this. Okay, we're sitting right here in downtown Wheeling. We're on 10th Street. I'm gonna now put a stopwatch on this. I want you to see how long it takes me to get to a store in Ohio. You'll be lucky to have been able to hit your stopwatch and stop it. Over the bridge, here we are.
We're here.
We're here, Governor. We're here.
Hi, Governor DeWine.
That's exactly right. If you have a GPS, I know this because it hits every time. If you have a GPS, in like 12 seconds, the GPS will go, "Welcome to Ohio," over your system, over your car system. It's a great idea, Biff. He's here while he's up here. Just a quick little ride over the roads, over to Ohio, if you don't mind. All right, coming up after we get done with Zach, I have some more stuff on this legislature I want to get into. Not the details, but some of the goofy stuff. Senator Eric Tarr got all upset about the news media, and he and no Republicans will talk to broadcasters anymore. Not going to answer any questions from broadcasters anymore because they put out cartoons of falsehood. I've got the cartoon. I'll share it with you. And Senator Tarr's comments are coming up. But first, quick check of Ohio Valley headlines. Billy's got sports, and Zach is in with the forecast. And we got to talk to him about how in God's name can you be here 10 months and not ever get to Oglebay. It's all coming up on the Watchdog Morning Show for a Monday.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time for your local news headlines from 7 News at WTRF, My Ohio Valley, and ABC Ohio Valley. Only on AM 1600 WKKX. The
SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there is one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doane Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doane Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doane Ford. Online at DoaneFord.com.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
This guy knows so much about sports. They based the Sports Almanac from Back to the Future off of his dream journal. He's Bill DeFabio, weekdays noon to 2, on the Valley's only network dedicated to live and local talk radio, The Watchdog.
Watch out! He could climb on his soapbox at any time. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
It is a Monday. Glad you're along for our conversational ride. Thanks to those of you watching us on Facebook Live video. I do appreciate that, as always. I do ask you, if you're watching the video feed on Facebook Live, please like us and then share it with your friends, your timeline, your news feed, and so on, so other folks can be watching us as well. We're here every day from 7 to 10, and of course the whole team, Bill DeFabio and Big Rick and all the others are on with us on Facebook Live as well. So check things out. You can check them out on my Facebook page. I got late. I posted my Facebook page late today. It's my fault. But the Watchdog was on time. The Watchdog's Facebook page or my Facebook page, and then like it or share it. Let's welcome from the Big 7, WTRF TV, Zach Penny. Zach, good morning.
Well, good morning, Howard. How are you, sir?
Listen, I want to thank you for jumping into the breach on Friday when my nose began to run like a bloody river Nile.
All good.
Appreciated you and Biff sort of taking over, and then I bagged out after that for about an hour. Just gave up on it and went to the network for an hour because I couldn't do it. Thank you for having helped me out with that, because it was a doozy for a while. Now listen, I've got a dark and dreary day in store, and I will talk about that in a minute. It's 49 degrees right now at the airport and so on. But I got to talk to you about something else, my friend.
All right.
You really have been here 10 months and have never been to Ogilvy?
Yep, you got me. I just never had the time. I live about, let me guess, about 15 minutes away, and I'd have to travel on the highway. And Howard, every time it's in the afternoon, if not getting close to dinner time hours on a weekend, I've run into so many accidents along I-70 that I truly have PTSD every time. Like, I think it was back in, I'm going to say it was the beginning of October, whenever the tractor trailer flipped over and the whole I-470 westbound was backed up to Timbuktu and everything, even back into Pennsylvania. I was stuck in that traffic for 3.5 hours trying to go pick up Market Vines.
I'll give you points for that. I mean, I get that. I mean, the Interstate 70 and 470 both anymore are just atrocious. The accidents are multiple. In the last couple of weeks, we've had accidents on both 70 and 470, which have tied them up. There was one day last week, it was last week or the week before, there was an accident on I-70, another one on 470. To fight the 70 accident, they had to get, it was a fire. Remember the truck was on fire? They had to get water over Route 40 in Elm Grove. I live in Elm Grove, as everybody knows. And he literally couldn't get out of the grove because 70 was closed, 470 was closed, and 40 was closed in the Grove. So I'm going to give you credit for that. But I'm not giving you a full pass there, Zach.
That's fair.
You could take 40 out to, Bethany Pike and go up that way, or, I mean, you can, it's the crown jewel of the Upper Ohio Valley. How do you not go, when you brought your girlfriend in town, how did you not take her to Ogilvy?
I guess I'm a novice, so I'll still say I'm the new guy here, still learning the ropes of the Upper Ohio Valley. I'm still trying to find my favorite spots. Luckily, I have those hashed out and hammered out. I know where my favorite go-to places are to eat, but I still have to go exploring the scenic routes, the scenic parts of the Ohio Valley.
Yeah.
So yes, I said that with a little bit of a conviction, admitting to not being to Ogilvy just yet. But I promise I will get there as soon as possible, and then we'll talk about it the week after or the days after I do it.
I know I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just trying to put you on the right track. All right.
Gotcha.
My wife and I, and usually with our grandson, we take a ride through Ogilvy almost every single night of the week. Just a ride through. It's a beautiful park. They got trails. They got lake. They got putt-putt golf. They got real golf. They got people wandering around. They got a great dining room. If you just nothing to do, sometimes in the afternoon, I like to just go up and sit at Wilson Lodge and read a book. And it's a beautiful place. It's the crown jewel.
You don't have to be a member, do you?
No, it's a municipal park. Oh, it is the largest little statistic, the largest municipal park in the country. It is a state park. Yeah. And I don't know how many acres it covers now, but it's huge. Relatively huge. And they've got cabins, they've got how many golf courses, Biffy? 3?
Let's see, there's Spidell, Arnold Palmer, and the is it Jones course? So you've got those 3. Right. Then you've got the par 3, which is
driving range.
So 4 not counting the driving range. You put the driving range there, you've got 5 right there.
And if you want to add putt-putt course over by the playground,
which is sometimes about my speed is putt-putt. So there's 6 right there.
They've got a playground, and I know that you probably wouldn't want to go swing on the swing, Zach, although, frankly, I do. So, anyway.
Hey, you never know. I might have a little kid at heart moment.
Hey, listen, I swing on the swings, whenever we take Teddy up. Now, I feel like I think I'd feel weird if I was up there by myself just swinging on the swings. And, in fact, the other parents may be calling me out, too. There's an old man here, and he doesn't see any kids with him. Somebody will come check him out.
Gotcha.
But anyway, all right, I'm gonna leave it alone now. I'm gonna leave it alone. But you need to get to Ogilvy Park. Just take a ride through. Just go up and drive through. Wait until you get a nice. Well, you could do it any day, but when you get one of these nice sunny days, like whatever the weekend, just a beautiful sunny day. Go up there and look in the Mansion Museum. They've got a glass museum, and they call it the Hilltop, where they've got a little coffee shop and a little ice cream store at the Hilltop. You got to give this a try. If you like barbecue, they got a barbecue joint right there on Route 88. So
now we're talking food.
So it's your assignment. I won't give you a time on it, but you need to get up there. You need to get up there.
I'll get up there, Howard. I will. I promise you.
All right, I don't mean to. I'm not trying to call you out. I just think that's for being here 10 months. That's a place you need to get. Let's do a quick talk about the weather. Kind of a dark and dreary day today, I guess, basically, right?
Yeah, all in all, some scattered showers throughout the area. Right now, looking at Storm Tracker 7 dual HD Doppler radar, looks like some spotty showers over into Harrison, getting into portions of Belmont and York County down in San Monroe right now. And looks like those will cross into the northern panhandle within the next couple of hours. More widespread rain likely as we head into the afternoon. I'm not sure if everyone will see rain at the same time, but still a better chance for some shower activity likely. There could even be a stray rumble of thunder, but a very seasonable work week, I might add. High temperatures will be topping off right in the low to mid 60s for most of the work week, except for Thursday will actually be well below average by about, let's say 10 degrees with highs on Thursday of 53. But the best looking day for the work week going to be tomorrow. High temperatures of 65 with mostly sunny skies.
That'd be a great day to, you know what?
Good Ogilvy, maybe.
There you go. There you go. All right. It's a spring week, basically. 49 is the last I saw at the airport. I assume that's still about where we are right now.
Yeah,
And,
upper 40s, low 50s
outside.
throughout.
Yeah. All right. And we're going up just up to 60 today, which is okay. It's not like it was a great weekend. I think we had 80 at some point over the weekend, didn't we? Was it?
I'd have to double check on my record stuff, but I think we got rather warm. If anything, on Saturday, I think was the best.
It was Saturday, yeah. Saturday was just a really warm day. It was a good weekend all the way around.
Totally.
A little bit of rain. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Zach, I appreciate your forecast, and I'll give you a pass because but now it's time. It's time to hit that Ogilvy Park. All right.
Yep. No, I'll be there. I promise you.
All right. I want to. When you're there, I want to hear about it.
I'll take pictures, and we can talk about those too.
There we go. All right, sounds good. Zach, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
All right, take it easy, guys. We'll see you.
All right. Zach Petty from the Big 7 WTRF TV. I hope I didn't upset him, Biff.
No, I don't think you did. I don't think.
But when I heard him say that on TV this morning, that he's been here 10 months and he hadn't been to Ogilvy. Again, just for a drive-through, I get, especially because he works that weird shift. He's in bed at 6 o'clock at night or something, and is up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I get all that. It makes it difficult to do some things that normal people do, if you want to call me normal. But still, you could find some time to just take a quick ride through. I say, when it gets off the air at noon or 12:30 after the 12 o'clock newscast, grab a sandwich from Neely's. They make a great ham sandwich up at Neely's, or go up on Wiener Wednesday and get some wieners or whatever.
Meatball today.
It's a Meatball Monday, yeah. And then just take a little ride up to the park, and there are picnic tables everywhere. Plenty of places to get out, sit down, to eat. Boy, I'll tell you what, this weekend, we did go to both Wheeling and Ogilvy Park several times over the weekend. There were just people picnicking everywhere. It's great to see. It really makes me feel good, Biffy, to see all these people out laying in the grass. Some of them just laying on the grass on a blanket reading a book. Got some families there with whole big lunch laid out on the picnic tables. It just makes me feel good.
Probably trying to find the ones in the shade to make it feel even a little better.
Yeah, exactly. I told my wife. I know I sound like a silly person, but I told my wife. I said I was a little bit tired on Saturday afternoon. We'd watched Teddy for a while in the morning. I said, I'm really tired. Let's take a ride to the park, and I'm just going to sleep in the car. I like to just sleep in the car in the sunshine. Problem was we couldn't find any shade because all the shade places were taken. So it didn't bother me. I just stayed there in the sun and enjoyed it. But anyways, we got to get Mr. Petty out to. We got to get him to the.
Yeah, soon rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely sooner rather than later. All right, 4 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Do I have time? I may have to hold off on this. I want to talk about. I think I got time for this real quick. Eric Tarr, the Senate Finance Chairman, got really upset over the weekend, and he refused to talk to the broadcasters. Republicans will no longer answer questions from broadcasters. And here's what he had to say about that.
Hi, I'm Senator Eric Tarr. And the other night, we just passed the budget bill out of the Senate as amended, and we also passed a personal income tax elimination bill, and fought off several amendments. So we had about 3 hours of debate that night on just about those two issues alone. And one of the things I wanted to point out is that not one Republican agreed to an interview with any of the broadcasters that were here at the Capitol. And the reason is because they've not been spreading the truth out there. They've been telling a lot of falsehoods, and the Republicans in this state, and especially in this Senate, are fed up with it. On top of that, as they asked, they said, well, we're just going to get the Democrat side of it, I guess. And my comment to that is that's what you're given anyway, all the time. So until you start giving a fair approach to it, and until we start getting truth to the people of West Virginia, instead of cartoons full of falsehoods, then that's probably the way it's going to be. And you can come and check out our social media, our Twitter, our Facebook, check out the Senate website, and you can get the facts.
Senator Eric Tarr, now you talk about petulant little children. They have a super majority. They can pass anything they want. If they can't pass it, there's something wrong with it, which we certainly note they couldn't pass the income tax on the House side of things. But how petulant is that? We just won't talk to those broadcasters. So I wondered, what is this cartoons of falsehood he's talking? What are the cartoons of falsehood he's talking about? I don't understand it. And Brad McElhenney helped me out. Brad said, Howard, you need the cartoons of falsehood? Here's what he's talking about.
Tax and Spend Tarr is planning to raise taxes on hard-working West Virginians. He and his Senate cronies are planning the biggest tax increase in the history of West Virginia. They'll be taxing milk, bread, eggs, goods, and services. When this is done, West Virginia will have the highest sales tax in the country. Stop playing games with our future. Tell your senator no to raising taxes on hard-working West Virginia.
And that was paid for by the West Virginia Broadcasters Association. Well, it was provided by the West Virginia Broadcasters Association. Many broadcasters around the state were running that. Not a single thing in there isn't true. Not one single thing isn't true. I said in a tweet responding to Senator Tarr, I should point out that reporting which accurately analyzes your plans is not falsehood. Telling the truth about what your plans do is not falsehood. Man, you talk about thin skin. The governor, Tarr, ooh, jeez. We'll talk about the details of what the legislature did coming up in the next segment on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
During a traffic stop early.